Okay, cool. Um, so, hey guys, this is just an impromptu kind of video, to talk about a new virtual tabletop, or kind of new, up and coming, virtual tabletop, um, that I recently came across, that's gotten me really, really excited, to the point where I'm just kind of throwing out a video, in what is effectively my stream setup. Um, as you can see, I'm too lazy to even take on the instruments. But I this new tabletop, it's called Foundry. Um, it really has exposed for me a lot of the glaring issues I have with Roll20. Um, and despite something actually interesting that has just happened, which is let's pull this up. Um, Despite something cool and interesting that's just happened with Roll20, I believe the dynamic lighting update has finally dropped. Actually, just as because I did a take before, and it got interrupted because I noticed the new dynamic lighting features that I tested a little bit in the test server that the pro users get. Um, I noticed it, so that threw me off, and I restarted for this. Um, But despite this cool new update, and honestly, really the only substantial update that has happened in a while, in my opinion, um, I still have a lot of problems. So, namely, right, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to set up a camp map, like a camp in the forest map, right? Very, very simple conceptually, right? Should be effectively slapping down the map, setting up some dynamic lighting, putting tokens down, and that's it. Um, And as I do this, I can't help but to think back to the little bit of playtesting I did for Foundry, this new tabletop that I'm just oh so gingerly touching over here on my taskbar. Um, but let me just explain to you how tedious this is for Roll20, and then I'm not going to go through the whole process on either, but I just want to illuminate how absurd it is to do simple things in Roll20 sometimes. So, first off, the first step I would do for any map is make a new page for it, obviously. And the dimensions of this map are set to be 50 by 50. Now, that's no problems. Make it 50 by 50, no problems. The issue then arises when I want to take the map in question, this one right here, and just drag it on. You'll notice there's a pop-up there. Your upload failed. Your file may be too large. Only files up to 10 megabytes are accepted. Now, you may think, oh, I might be a free user or only a plus user. No, I am a pro user. I pay $10 a month for this to have a map that's, I believe, only 11 megabytes. Oh, my bad. 21 megabytes. How scandalous. 21 megabytes just flat out denied. So you might ask, how did I get the map down? I have to jump through some hoops, uh, which I cannot really go into right now. But all I'll say is I have to jump through some hoops, some really annoying hoops that may or may not involve GitHub and having to manually upload files onto GitHub, just to get a link for them. Yeah. So that's already frustrating. Now I could deal with that. That's not too big an issue. And then I think about, well, okay, well, what do I want for this map? I want trees, lighting, right? Like the trees, you can see I'm making circles and stuff just to get them, like, oh, when you walk up to the tree, you can't see through a tree. Now, thing about circles that has been a prevailing issue for a very long time. I do not know if it has been fixed by this dynamic lighting update. I kind of doubt it because I'm pretty sure when I tested it, it wasn't fixed, but then again, it was not released. So we'll see. But I have the circle here, and the reason why it's a functional circle is because I need to use an API script that will transform a draw, like whenever you draw a circle, it'll transform it into a like 20-sided polygon that made of straight lines, because for some reason it just does not compute circles. Circles are too hard. Um, so I have to go through and I have to manually go and copy these circles all over the place and put them down and stuff like that to get trees. Now I never mind. I would never mind stuff like this originally, right? But the tedium of it has just recently like dawned on me in full effect, and I'll explain why. Because so this is effectively, also don't mind the Captain Falcon test token. Look, all right, I'm a shameless man. Um, but don't mind, like, this would be okay, right? And it is okay. But the thing is that when I pay $10 a month for years and have to, like, for years have to deal with circles not working, have to deal with um, tools that just are not like conducive to their application, like using a draw shape tool to implement lighting when just a separate tool should be made for lighting rules or like lighting walls and stuff, which cough cough Foundry does. Um, and then upload limits for the simplest shit. It's immensely frustrating, and I'm sure that's coming across in the tone of my voice. But let's show you Foundry. So Foundry has its own application. I think there's a web version. I downloaded the application, and I have a little test world that I've been just messing around in just to see the functions, seeing how good it is. And this is a map that I have uh in this game actually. Um is this one right here, right? So you can see I have my players and all that stuff, right? And then I have all the dynamic lighting that I've drawn out tediously. Now, this is more complicated, but one thing you'll definitely notice is that for Windows, there's no walls, right? That's one criticism I have of dynamic lighting, is that if this player, wanted to walk over here, I mean, I'm the GM, so stop sirens. I'm the GM, so I could move them through walls anyway, right? But if I was a player, that wouldn't fly. Like, I couldn't move them through the wall, but then for some reason, the window they can just zoop right through. My point is, there's no functionality for windows. Additionally, I have something for doors. So if I take Rant over here, and I want to open this door, if me, the GM, has not come up with a solution for automatically opening doors, which, by the way, I managed to, and I'll explain in a second. The player has to wait for me, the GM, to take the time out of the session, like for me, just a quick, like, I might be dicking around with the character sheet or something, and I need to, take 2 seconds to go open this door for this player. Or I'm a pro user, and there's an API script, which doesn't appear to be working. Oh, there it is. It took a minute. That will open the door for them automatically, right? Now, keep in mind, there's no control. It's basically just if token is next to door, open door, right? In a preset area. Essentially, what I'm having to do is I have to use the one-way dynamic lighting script and then just make a shape that encapsulates both sides of the door, or one side if it's a one-way door, and then make a one-way dynamic lighting wall. That's my solution for doors, right? And it's worked. It's worked. But I don't know if you noticed something. Foundry over here, and we'll pull up the lighting. Or oops, by the way, there's separate systems for lighting and for walls. That's cool. But if we look at Foundry up here, and excuse me, for veteran Foundry users or whatever, excuse me if this looks janky as hell. This was my first time doing walls. But if you'll notice, there's walls where the windows are. And also, and these are color coded automatically, by the way. And they're doors. And you can use these doors with tokens. So let's go ahead and grab Captain Falcon again, because, you know, I'm shameless. And let's give him vision, because that is something you need to do, which honestly, I'm not a big fan of. I kind of wish bright vision, as it's called here, was automatically, like, implied if it's daytime. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, of course you can see, as long as you mark that has vision. But let's take him. Let's go to this door. Now let's say I'm a player, right? I can't walk through this door. I'm trying to. I can't walk through this door. But guess what? I can open the door. And I can close the door. I can do that for all of these doors. Not only that, some doors are locked. And look, there's audio cues to tell you it's locked. Wow. Revolutionary. So, automatically, right? You know, doors may not seem like a big deal, but they're really annoying to, like, deal with in Roll20. Because let's go back to Roll20. Player's at the door. I have to go over here, delete the door, or move it just off screen. And then whenever they're done, or close the door, or the door no longer needs to be opened, I need to go ahead and pull out the draw tool and, you know, shift click points, or God forbid, if it's a door that does not align to grid. Whew, that's gonna be fun to replace. That, or you just go ahead and say, well, fuck it, I'm not deleting the wall, so I'm just gonna drag you on the other side. You can just skip all of that tedium. Look, door, open, go through door, close door. And this all the player has control of unless you, the GM, specify that they can't open the door. So dynamic lighting's sick in this. That's number one, right? Number two, let's go ahead and let's set up that scene, right? That camp scene. So you remember the oh so lovely ignore Shia LaBeouf. You know that oh so pesky file size limit that really just inhibited me from doing that? You know that? Okay. Transition over to this scene. Like this. Yeah, excuse my unfamiliarity with the software. I am new to it. But look at that. It's there. I didn't have to upload it to GitHub and then do some other finagling to get it on screen. It's just there. Okay. Maybe not fair. How easy is it to put down a light? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Okay, lovely. Let's go ahead. Go to lighting. And let's just do this. Oh, and there we go. Light complete. The light is there. No having to go over. Right, let's go back to our previous example here. No more having to go over and fuck shit, where is it? Having to go over, gotta find whatever token I use for it, right? Or if I'm smart, I'll have a character sheet dedicated to a light source, which I do have for dancing lights. So I can put that down. Throw that bitch on. Go in. With this new system, it's easier. I will admit, it is easier, given these cool new buttons and stuff. But do all that, and bada bing, bada boom, there I have it. And you might say, oh, that drawing system isn't very precise. What if I want exact measurements? Oh, exact measurements, you say. Well, listen here, Jimbo. I got a fucking thing for you. Look at that. Precise measurements. It's just, like, baffling to me how God, okay. The point of what I'm trying to say, right? Because I know I'm kind of just ranting and raving and coming off like a goddamn lunatic. The point of what I'm trying to say is that there is so much fundamentally wrong with how Roll20 functions most of the time, between shitty frame rate, because by the way, frame rate's fine here, my computer can handle it, This wants to shit itself half the time. I can audibly hear my fans getting louder as I drag my mouse around. Like literally, it spikes my fans based on my my fucking fan threshold. It pushes it past that. Doesn't happen here. Um, so there's just like so much wrong, but there has been just so much time to fix it. And okay, I'm not gonna go ahead and postulate the difficulty of that the Roll20 development team is facing, right? I couldn't do that. However, there gets a point where me as a consumer sees, okay, so I've been using this program since 2015, 5 years, right? I want to say 2 to 3 of which I have been paying $5 to $10 a month. So, I could just do simple math in my head, right? But I don't feel like it. So, just $10, right? Times 12 times 4 or 12 times 3. We'll pull it back. So like 36. Oh, look, $360. I've paid $360 estimating low end. How much did I pay for Foundry? Oh, $50. Wow. That's not even half a year of Roll20 Plus or Pro. That's crazy. That's not even a year of Roll20 Plus. And I get all of the features that I would have had with Roll20 Pro forever. So I just have to like this really is just an expression of where I think a lot of people get annoyed with Roll20 because, me, I kind of find it amusing whenever they roll out a new update. I always like read the comments, and there are people just furious for almost no reason, right? It seems unreasonable how angry people are, but I feel like it's just the compounding of very low standards for like how much you're paying. And I'm not gonna say like, $360 over the course of 3 years is like mind blowing money, right? Because it isn't. It's really chump change if you think about it. Like most people's jobs, within 2 weeks, you definitely earn enough to like get that. That's not what I'm trying to say. At least in New York, with a minimum wage is $15, baby. Nah, I'm just kidding. This fucking city's expensive. City's so expensive. Um, but anyway, like when people pay money, they expect quality. That's obvious. That's very clear. That should be what you think. So for Roll20 to bust out some bullshit for like the longest time, like what was the last? I forgot where I could see updates and shit, right? But like, what were the last updates? Yeah, there's like a section here where you could have scrolled through it or whatever, right? What, the zoom tool? Like, for the longest time, there hasn't been anything worthwhile. Dynamic lighting, I think, just dropped. And even then, where does that bring us? That brings us literally to the same level as this. To the same level. That's not even to mention that, like, this VTT's dynamic lighting is easier. Just objectively. Like, look, okay. Right. Let's use our imagination, kids. Right. Let's draw this square. Shit. Yeah, again, excuse my unfamiliarity with the software. I did just buy it. So I don't quite know how I can certain things. This, like, if I'm doing something and it looks janky, that's probably because I'm doing it wrong. Um, to be honest, okay, whatever. I really don't care. Um, so let's say I want to build a hut right here. It's on the map. I have a hut. Sick. Okay. Uh. Oh, hold on. Oh. Oh, what's that? Oh, my hut. Oh, my hut's complete. Oh shit. Wow. That's crazy. Huh. Weird. Okay. No, that can't be. That. Roll20. I could just shift click and click the points. That's easy shit. All right. Okay. Fair enough. I will admit, fairly elementary, my dear Watson. How about something like this? Let's do something a little more complicated. Let's take these windows right here, right? We're gonna rebuild them. Okay, cool. Well, first we have the window, which Roll20 can't do, by the way. Just can't have windows; those don't exist. So let's grab an invisible wall. Cool. I didn't have to do anything. It automatically put it on the grid. I don't have to go ahead and make sure I'm pixel perfect aligned and, struggling. So cool. Okay. Oh, sick. All right. They're invisible. Wow. That was easy. I don't know what I need to do in Roll20 to do that. Why don't I show you? This is the kind of insanity that I feel like I've been going through for years, and I've just never had an outlet to express it. Here we go. So what do you think's going on here? So there's no walls here. Players can walk through this. And these are two different wall segments. I have to shift click to the points there, and then shift click here. And here, I'll show you. Right? So we'll rebuild the whole shit. Ready? Here we go. Here we go. That. Oh, sorry, that's not a line. Oh, sorry, that's not a line. Oh, that's not aligned. Oh, yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, that still kind of bugs me, but whatever, it's good enough, right? Okay, cool. I got it that one first try. Yeah, imagine having to do that, like, for every instance where something didn't exactly align. Every single instant. How annoying do you think this was? Dude, I remember when I was adapting Curse of Strahd maps into Roll20, that, like, suffering. Just pure suffering. Hold on. Something else. Let's pull up another one. Ulrich Manor. I love this map. This map's probably not as good as I remember it was, but... Or I remember it as being. But, oh, damn, circles are hard, huh? That's wild. Oh, this looks so beautiful. Look at those edges. They align. Now, I know most people are like, I don't give a shit. But here's the thing. I do. I care about things like looking proper and fucking matching to the walls. I'm pretty sure there's a way where I could have just exported these walls and, like, imported them as dynamic lighting things, but I never tried that, and honestly, it sounds fucking tedious as hell. Oh, by the way, these green, that's on the GM layer. I'm using a script to try to fix the window problem, where it'll just allow your token to move through it, but then it'll teleport the token back to behind it and then give you a little message telling you not to, as opposed to, just an invisible wall. So anyway, that's been my rambling. Stan Foundry VTT, because honestly, I think with polish and, some more just time and, like, I could see this working out very, very well. Like, I could see, as I struggle to figure out how to do this. Yeah, very new. Like, I bought this yesterday. I'll delete it later. But yeah, I don't expect Roll20 to suddenly become Foundry, and I don't expect Foundry to scratch every itch that Roll20 has, or that Roll20 does. But I think this program to me has just shown me exactly how high the standards should be for what I'm offering, and that's money. Customers give you money, you give them a good product. I think Roll20 is a good product. most of the time, but sometimes is kind of shit. So yeah.